Do you have a light on your duty weapon or your home defense gun, like your main thing? If it's your concealed carry, I could maybe give you a pass on it. But if you don't have a light on like your main thing, that's dumb. There's not really a good reason not to have one. I've always carried a pistol light on my rifle, which some people think is funny, but I got a lot of reasons for it. So in this video, I'm gonna explain why I carry this light on my rifle. And also, we're doing a review of the Olight PL2 Valkyrie. That's a snazzy finish on that thing. The PL2 Valkyrie and i5T EOS were sent to us by Olight. This Valkyrie is a limited edition one. It's this not quite black, not quite gray color. Puts out 1200 lumens with 235 meters of throw. Makes it sort of the ideal weapon light. Now the i5T EOS is sort of a knock around, like look for your keys type light. The low output is 30 lumens. The high output is 300 lumens. The little guy, I wouldn't really call that like a tactical light. I mean, you could shine it on somebody who you are shooting at, but that's not really what it's designed for. This, on the other hand, this definitely is. If you want to get one of these, I'll put a discount down below where you can get 10% off, but we are also giving away a brand new in-box bundle of them on my Instagram. So make sure you're following me on Instagram so you can get those. But they are also doing a flash sale, one of those Olight flash sales where things are like 30 or 40% off. They got a limited edition version of this. They got bundles with this in it. I'll put a link to that down below. Money was always an issue. You know, I could only afford one light, and there'll be people that are like, oh, it shouldn't matter. Your life should be worth, like, dude, I could only afford one light. So I just had a pistol light. It had a little rocker switch on it, and it lived on my Glock, on my duty weapon, and that's what I had. And that's all I could afford. So then when the SWAT call came and I had to put my light on my rifle, eventually I got more shit, but at first all I had was that one little light. I would put that on my rifle and off we went. This one is even quicker. Mine wasn't like super duper slow to begin with, but this has this little like cam lever. This thing is super duper fast and kind of intuitive. I've put it on a bunch of different stuff and it's hasn't failed to go on anything yet. Going on and off really quickly is cool. That's not a huge selling point. It seems like it would be, but if you're like in an emergency, I gotta swap my light around between different guns right now. If it's like that, there's probably some other things you should be doing with your time. The biggest difference is this isn't a rocker switch. It's got these little push buttons, and if you just tap and let go, you get steady on, which is, some people say that you should never do that, but I say you should never say never except for right then. If you hold it down and then let it go, that's the momentary. And if you push both, you get the strobe, which, you know, we don't need that. I'm not sure whether I'm in love with this on the pistol yet, this switch. My old one was a gentle rocker switch. I didn't feel like it interfered with my sight alignment. I use my thumb to push this right now. It's a little firmer click than the old one. You know, you could use your index finger on this hand, though I wouldn't recommend that. I'm not gonna say don't do that. You should never. There's reasons not to. There'll be guys who will tell you that you never do that. There's never just one way to do most things. You just have to practice a lot to make sure that as you're like pushing on that thing that you're keeping your sight alignment. Because, you know, as you mash and move and you change your grip and what you're doing, that's going to change everything. So it's just like anything else. Like, you need to practice. You need to practice your draw stroke, your presentation. I don't have a holster that'll fit this yet. Y'all know I want that holster, but I'm going to get one. You have to practice all that stuff and make sure that your grip is something you can repeat and you know where the light is. But I do love this switch on the rifle. Y'all are probably going to make fun of my gear in this video. There's already dudes down in the comment section making fun of this 15-year-old rifle and like all my old gear. Like, I haven't needed new shit in a long time, guys. This is what I'm using. It works really well. I use the middle of the handguard. I use the handguard. I guess that's not cool to use the handguard anymore. Everyone used to use the magwell. Now everyone uses like some really far forward grip. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm not saying there's not reasons to do it. I'm not saying it doesn't work. I'm saying I wasn't raised like that. You know, those aren't my values that I grew up with. But I do go out about to the middle of the handguard. The old rocker switch made me hold it kind of loosely so that I could use my thumb. This one, much more intuitively, I can push, and now I guess I'm starting to do what those guys are doing, and I kind of get why. And I use the web of my hand and the thumb. I just squeeze, light comes on, I relax my hand, and it lets go. Now this light, whereas we're working with, you know, 1200 lumens, which I think is pretty good for a weapon light. Like, too bright, and it would be blinding to you when you used it. We've talked about light discipline before. You know, if you shine it on something like this, it's gonna, give you some spots and mess with your night vision. This is probably the right amount of light for shit like this, you know, like urban clearing. If you knew you were gonna be shooting across a field or a stadium or whatever, you needed more light, they have more powerful lights with weapon mount kits. I'll link a review we did on some other Olight stuff. Now, the way I'm carrying it on my rifle is on my weak hand side, all the way front, boom, 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 like this. You could carry it other positions. I was showing it here, but you could put it on the other side. Whether you're using a foregrip or not would kind of change how you use it. Like if you had a foregrip on there and you wanted to use your thumb, that'd be pretty cool. If you weren't using the foregrip, you could use this index finger. Someone's gonna have a problem with it. There's some people that say if you're using your index fingers, like you'll connect those in your brain. But you'd have to figure out, like, whatever you do, you have to practice. You know, if you wanted to put it on a foregrip, maybe, you know, if you don't want to use your index finger, you could mount it close to the foregrip and use your thumb like that. That's one option. But you figure out, you make your gear work for you. I was never obsessed with having the best stuff. I just wanted the stuff that I could afford on my salary. Which, do you want to see the light that I used to use? This is a comparison of my old Weaponlight versus the new one. And it like dwarfs it. It's like not even close. And this is a brand new battery in this thing. This is sad, man. This guy has seen me through a lot. When I got it, I thought I was doing some shit, man. I was like, nowhere to hide, bad guys. But I can't just get rid of it. So comment below what I should do with this. But as far as you want to get one of these, we're giving this away for free. Along with this one right here, we're going to give them away together. But you got to be following me on Instagram. The link's down in the description below, along with discount codes to Olight and all that, and information on sales. But don't worry, I'm also going to go live on YouTube that day. So make sure you are subscribed and turn on notifications.